Recently, I found a few videos about new premium tanks being revealed for World of Tanks, and I thought I would look into it. Ultimately, it led me down a bit of a rabbit hole, but I'm glad it did, because I did find out some news from an article in Russian about a so-called 2 British light tank lines that will be coming in the future, as well as some information regarding the Italian heavy tank brand. Now, I'll be telling you everything about this stuff and these new premium vehicles in this video. But before I get into the video, 70% of you guys watching are not subscribed to the channel, so it would mean a lot if you do subscribe. If you enjoyed this and you want to see some other content like this, feel free to like and subscribe. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So let's dive into the main part of the story. This is where I talk about the new British lines that were leaked by the Daily Bounce and What Express. This comes with news from a leaked British tank known as the Cobra. Cobra was leaked on the Daily Bounce on August 26th, and I know I'm a bit late to the story. I did have some videos that came up a bit earlier, and I had to push this back quite a bit. So obviously people like Des Games and other people have made some fabulous videos about this tank, which I do recommend. But I'll be discussing it in short, as well as this new British tank lines for the tech tree. Anyways, showing us this brand new British premium tank called the Cobra, which has no official information about the tank. The tank would mount a 120mm QF gun that would use heat as its main ammunition, while using the mighty, gloriously British Hesh rounds as its secondary and premium shells. To add to this tank has an oscillating turret, meaning this tank will have good gun depression of -10 degrees and +20 degrees, which is very good. The tank also does have an autoloader, meaning that this will be a very powerful medium tank, which I think could hint towards an auto-reloading or an auto-loading medium tank line to be added to the British tech tree. Anyways, that's pretty much all we know about the Cobra so far. Like I said, if you want to watch a full in-depth video about the Cobra, I'm pretty sure Des Games has done a really good video about that, and I recommend you watch it. Anyways, let's get into talking about these new British tech trees, or the newer British tech tree lines that will be added in the future. After translating the article of What Express, a Russian source, it basically states that although the author of the Daily Bounce believes that in 2021 we will expand in the UK tree by a new brand, in addition to a previously known light tank brand, those at least 2 lines. So the new lines, I theorise, could be a British wheeled light tank line and an auto-loading medium tank line, because it fits, you know. We knew the British light tanks were coming, or the wheeled light tanks were coming, because Wargaming said that would be the next light tanks or wheeled light tanks to come to the game. And then with the Cobra, we also see an auto-loading medium tank, which could be a hint towards a future premium tank line or new line in the game, hinted towards by the Cobra. So, in the wheeled light tank line, we would see vehicles like the FV601 Saladin, AEC Armoured Car, and the ACR 64A, and more. In addition to this, we could see that medium tank line that I talked about for the British tech tree. Now, this technically might not be an auto-loading line, but it will probably be another medium tank line, because I'm pretty sure we only have one full medium tank line in the game. Now, I'm not sure what this would be. I really hope it will be an auto-loading medium tank line, because I love auto-loaders. But I have a deep feeling that this could be the line that adds the chieftain to the game. For example, we could see tanks like the Vickers main battle tank, the chieftain, the Caliban, or more. What do you guys think will be in these 2 lines? Let me know in the comments below. Now, on topic of British tanks, we need to talk about the GSOR 1008, a very good and promising looking tier 8 tank destroyer premium tank, which was leaked by What Express. We have the stats all for this upcoming tank destroyer that was put into the super test recently, so I'll go ahead and read them out for you. The tank does 320 HP of damage on standard rounds with 226mm of penetration as well. This goes up by just shy of 100 on premium rounds, which do 321mm of penetration. The clip in this tank destroyer has 4 shells, and there is a 1.5 second intra-clip reload and a 32 second auto-loader reload, which means you'll be able to fire 4 shells a minute, which is of course 1 magazine. This means you'll be doing around 1200 HP of damage a minute pretty much, which is mediocre for its tier. The aiming time is very good as well, being 1.8 seconds. To add to this tank's got a top speed of 60 km/h, which makes it comparable to the tier 8 light tank, the LHMTV in the British tech tree. The tank's hull armour is not that strong. 98mm on the front, 50 on the side and 38 on the rear, and the turrets is actually quite strong for a tank destroyer, 152 on the front, 50 on the side and 38 on the rear. The strong turret armour can make this tank fairly competitive when it is in a hull down position. However, I know a lot of tier 8 tanks have very good penetration, so this will probably be neglected by that. Now, Wargaming essentially say about this vehicle, depending on the situation, this vehicle can act together with heavy and medium tanks, which hints that this vehicle will be strong in both regards. The GSOR 1008 with these current statistics sounds fairly broken, but I'm rather interested by it. Perhaps instead of a new medium tank line, we could see an auto-loading tank destroyer line hinted towards by the GSOR. I think that'll be interesting. What do you think about the GSOR? Because we could technically fill in a tank destroyer line by using the rest of the GSOR gaps as a full auto-loading tank destroyer line, which could be very cool. Next up, we have, of course, another tier 8 premium tank, and you guessed it, it's from the Soviet Union. This new tier 8 Soviet medium tank is basically exactly the same as almost every premium Soviet tank in the game, because we don't have enough of them already, right? The Object 274A is a new Russian medium tank that dives into the realm of a Heavium, pretty much like all Russian medium tanks to be fair, because they are very strong and very overpowered, and they keep getting stronger when a new one gets added. A heavy medium to say the least anyways. This tank will fit both a heavy playstyle and a medium tank's playstyle, and it's quite competitive in both. Its turret armour is 230mm of turret armour on the front, 130 on the side and 60 on the rear, with 95mm on the front of the hull, 70 on the side and 45 on the rear, which makes it very strong for hull down gameplay, with that 230mm of hull armour being fairly sloped as well. Keep in mind the frontal hull armour is also angled, which means it will be pretty strong too. This tank's gun does around 320 HP of damage on standard rounds, with 227mm of penetration, which yet again is absurdly strong for tier 8. That's on par with kinda like the Defender. With a reload time of 9 seconds, you'll be able to do 2133 HP of damage in a minute, which basically couples this medium tank as a tank destroyer as well, because that yet again is absolutely absurd for a tier 8 tank. The tank is also made even better due to the 69 that is engraved on its turret. What do you think about this vehicle? I think this will raise the bar for premium tanks and Russian tanks even more, and I think this is quite a broken tank. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Anyways, let's get into the final tank of this video, the Carro, the Combat 45T. A hint towards an Italian heavy tank line. You may be wondering, Jordan, this is a medium tank, but let me get into why this is a heavy tank, or why this might be a heavy tank in a bit. Let's talk about this vehicle first. This is probably a tank you've definitely seen before, because every YouTuber under the sun has covered it, but why wouldn't you? I mean, this is the game's newest, most modern looking tank, and I think that's by quite a big margin. The tank is a brand new Italian medium tank that sits at tier 10. Something that I think will be a clan reward vehicle, but I've also heard it is a promotional vehicle to test a heavy tank line. This tank has 400 HP of damage on standard rounds with 248mm of penetration. The tank has the same auto reloading mechanic as other Italian medium tanks and will have a 4-round clip, which is very good. The aiming time on this vehicle is pretty poor, being 3 seconds, and the tank's top speed is 55 km/h forward and 23 km/h in reverse. The tank has fairly good armour, being 80mm on the front, 70 on the side and 30 on the rear of the hull, but turret armour is where it shines, 230 on the front, 80 on the side and 50mm on the rear, and it's also fairly sloped, which makes it fairly bouncy as well. Yet again, I do wish this is a heavy tank because its stats kind of point towards that, and well, I'm going to talk to you why this is probably going to be a heavy tank. So we know Italian heavies are coming this year, and this basically kind of does reveal that a little bit more. One of my subscribers did put in a message in the Discord server that I am in, and you guys can join it in the link in the description. He basically said, Carro 45T. This is a promotional tank testing of the Italian heavy tank mini branch at Super Test, what will begin approximately mid-September 2020. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about the Carro 45T. This Italian has the mechanics of reloading for 4 shells, which immediately makes this vehicle very attractive. Now this he got from an article, but I don't know exactly where the article is from. If I find it, I'll link it. Essentially speaking, this is a promotional tank to test a viable heavy tank line for the Italians, and we could see a heavy tank line very shortly with leaks from the Super Test. So I'll be covering them definitely in probably one of my next videos. Anyways guys, what did you think about this video? I do hope you enjoyed it. This is some news, a glimpse to the future of World of Tanks with British new tech tree editions, Italian heavy tanks, and of course some absurdly cool premium tanks and the standard Russian one. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more World of Tanks videos, let me know what you want me to talk about in the comments below, and if you want to see some of my other videos, there is plenty on the channel, and there's a playlist which will be in the outro card. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day.